Ringo Starr and his All Starr Band.
I love to play, as you can tell. I put the All Stars together 32 years ago, and you know, I was in a couple of bands before that. You know, for me, that's what it's all about, is playing and having an audience. From 13, I wanted to be a drummer, and I'm still drumming today, for God's sake. I think, you know, a lot of kids, we all started, and those kids still starting today, but some of them who just carry on because they just want to play. I do believe, though, if, you know, John, God rest his soul, was still with us, he'd be like Paul. He's on the road. Paul's on, I'm on the road. He'd be on the road. Whether we'd be all together, we don't know. And George, too. You know, that's what we came from. Clubs and pubs. Well, you know, we were lads when we started, and, you know, as it went on, we had wives and children. And we'd stop touring and make great records. Not that we didn't make good records while we were touring. I loved every audience. You know, imagine being in that crowd. And we all played well together, and we got on with each other.
That initial inspiration you had when you were young to play music, it never leaves you.
I mean, there's been lots of incredible musicians, incredible bands, but there was just something about the Beatles that there was, for me, there was the Beatles and then there was everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's not the same for everybody, but, you know, I still feel the same way. You just get ideas and you start to play and you start to, you know, record things and get to play with other people in the same room, and there's really nothing better than that I can't think of.
You know, people saying, well, you know, what about retirement? Well, I'm a musician, I don't have to retire. You know, as long as I can pick up those sticks, I got a gig. You know, I may be playing the blues later, but that's how it is. I just love it. It's just part of us.
After 2 years of forced retirement, it's great to found out that retirement really sucks.
I would love to play with Ringo at any time, but especially now.
I'm sure I speak for a lot of the guys too. We love recording and making recordings, but there's nothing like playing in front of a live audience. You give, like Ringo says, you give love and they give love right back.
I think there's a lot of different elements to what we do. We try and come up with songs, we write songs, and then we go into the studio and record them. But if you don't get a chance to go out and play them live, there's always something really missing.
Just great to be back playing again, man, after 2.5 years at home.
You know, the way the music business has changed so much in the last few years, playing live is one of the main ways that musicians not only connect with the audience, but actually make a living.
We're all really glad we're doing it again.
Yeah.
You know, I think you got that message. It's what we do. You know, painting, making EPs, and going to the gym. That's how I survived. I love to play live, and I love to play with great musicians, and I got a crowd of them right here on stage with me.
To have the opportunity to play with so many great musicians, I mean, I never dreamed that I would even get to meet these people, much less share the stage. With so many incredible musicians, it means the world to me, and it doesn't matter if it's Madison Square Garden or the club down the street on the corner, I'm going to be playing.
I have the rule, if 3 people turn up, we play. That's the rule.
I love every single one of these guys here. We're all old friends, and this is the greatest cat in the world right here.
Get ready to rock and roll.
Better.
Thanks everyone for coming. Have a great day. Peace and love.